Okay, so we are in phase 2 of our winter cycle. So we did a test week on week 1, we then did 5 weeks of accumulation. So we're just starting this next phase here, okay. So this is going to be 4 weeks of intensification. We're then going to move into 2 weeks of a peak / retest phase, and then we get to have nice deload and recovery period over those 2 weeks of Christmas. So it works quite nicely to have something to anchor yourself down from. So your winter training is a time when it's easier to fall off with social things going on and life, and it's getting busy and the weather's shit and there's mince pies everywhere. So we want to make sure that we're keeping on it, okay? So what I'll do is first, we'll go over what each day is going to look like for this flow. So moving into an intensification, a slightly change in how we lay things out. So we've been doing upper day, a lower day, more the Hyrox day, full body conditioning, an upper day, a lower day, and then the weekend's been that full body teamwork. Moving into this now, a lot of the days are going to look like more full body days. The nature of starting to put things together. The reason we keep it as a lower upper at the start is easier for us to sort of manage the fatigue, accumulated fatigue, when we're working things like skills, push-pull. We're keeping them all in the same realms, okay? Now we're going to put those things together and start to test these capacities under some different sort of novel stimuluses, all right? So Monday is going to be a full body resistance day. So we're focusing, majority of our effort is going to go on to the squat. So that's going to be more testing on the central nervous system. We've then got a horizontal push and pull accessory. And then the secondary accessory to finish with is going to focus around arms, abs and shoulders. On Tuesday, we've worked more our dynamic work. So we're going to focus on our power clean build. You should have some good central nervous system charge. We're going to keep to power variations to avoid overtraining. Squat patterns should work quite well off the back of that full squat day. We're then doing classic monostructural gymnastics and weightlifting intervals. So that would be things like 2 minutes on, 1 minute off of 12 cows on the machine, 9 toes to bar, 6 hang power cleans, okay? So the nature of moving into the back end of the cycle is we've worked all these components apart. So we've worked barbell cycling and we've worked gymnastics apart, and we're starting to put them all together, taking that classic sort of monostructural gymnastic and weightlifting framework works quite well to start exploring, getting the body prep for some more intensity down the line. Hyrox on the Wednesday is going to be focused a lot on the ergs, building our volume on the ergs. We're still going to be working them with other movement patterns that you'll see in Hyrox, wall balls, etc. All right. Thursday will be our full body resistance day 2. We're doing drop sets of the squats that we hit on the Monday. So we're kind of building our volume there, keeping volume up. We're going to go into some single leg accessory. I don't know why it says push pull. Who wrote that? Wrong thing. Rubbish. So single leg accessories, and then our secondary accessories are going to be another version of arms, abs and shoulders. So for example, we're going to be doing biceps on the Monday, triceps on the Thursday, abs are going to be more rotational here, they're going to be more flexion based here, we're going to be doing lateral raises, frontal raises, just mixing up the movement patterns, okay? Friday, option of if you're in the performance, you're going to be doing a jerk build. If you're into the fitness side of what we do, we've got our press, which is going to be more of a press build, so strict press and push press. But again, classic monostructural gymnastics and weightlifting intervals, number 2. Still working similar themes that we're working on the Tuesday, and they'll build out nicely. Saturday, we're going to be looking more intervals. We class as sort of max aerobic pace, sort of around 4 to 5. Thinking 5-6 minute AMRAPs to begin with, and we'll start to build down the intensity. So you'll see the time will go down with those, intensity go up. Just kind of, again, working with the themes of the cycle, make sure we're not overdoing the volume. On Sunday's going to be our classic Hyrox. We're working those classic brick intervals where we're putting things all together. So starting to feel running with compromised legs, running after you've pushed a sled, running after you've done wall balls, okay? So just some things to think about. The reason we do it this way is to make sure that we are on top of movement patterns. We're not overdoing movement patterns. We're not undercooking stuff either, all right? So it should allow us to sort of express more strength, slower days, more dynamic weightlifting days, and then we've got more capacity-based days there, okay? Things to consider, so modifications and how you can modify it for you. We do have on our training systems, this idea of a performance track and a fitness track, okay? And we can kind of scale and meet and adapt the program based on where you're at, and you can add certain elements in that work for you. The reason we do that, it's really important for us that there is elements of functional fitness that are more simple. They're a little bit less aggressive on the body, but you also don't want to cut out the people that want to push performance and have the more classic functional fitness stuff that's a bit more dynamic. So it's up to you. It's none's wrong. It's whatever works for you, whatever you enjoy. Ways you can modify it. We always want to have a mindset around these sort of 3 dials that we can turn up and we can turn down. So frequency. How many times a week are you training? Are you doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Are you doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off? Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, okay? So that's one way we can adjust it. Volume, how many reps and sets we can do. We can adjust it. I said in the last video, just because we're building up to heavier singles on this doesn't mean that you have to do that. The coaches will give you an option in the sessions. You could do a heavy 5, and that might be great for you, where you're at with your body. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't just have to be how we're saying it, all right? So that would be like sets, reps, miles, distance, total tonnage, intensity, so you can kind of leverage again based on how you feel, how hard you push in sessions. Maybe some sessions need to be easier, okay? And that's all going to be adjusting the dials based on things like age, stress, sleep, how your nutrition is, your training age, hydration, injury history, all those things, okay? They all play a part. That's why we have the coaches here. They'll guide you in the sessions. Keep communication open with us and we can adjust it there, okay? Any questions, give us a shout. It'd be really cool if you want to join us. You can jump in on the start of this cycle. It's not too far gone if you've missed accumulation. We keep things pretty adaptable. We've got a solid framework, but we can adjust it as needed. I'm just going to stop waffling now. I'll see you at Christmas. Ho ho!